Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Darren Jacobs and welcome to episode number 98. That's right, we are here at the Go Home Show for the sudden death pay-per-view where we will see the first ever Royal Rumble. And look who's here! Dino D is back right before the Rumble. Well, the general manager said that he's more than welcome to be in the Royal Rumble if he could return in time. And right before the Royal Rumble, he has made his way here to Friday Fight Night, and he's requested a match. The doctors have cleared him. He says he's not still 100%, but he is cleared to compete, and he is in fair enough condition to keep going. If you don't remember, I believe it was at Danger Zone. Yeah, Danger Zone. Dino D was absolutely destroyed by a vicious assault from John Cutter. John Cutter was swiftly suspended for the incident, and Dino D was and John Cutter, sorry. Yeah, John Cutter was quickly suspended, and Dino D was granted a spot in the Royal Rumble as compensation, provided he could return. And tonight he's trying to return, trying to show that he is ready to compete in the Rumble. Because I think if the general manager decides, you know, after seeing this, that he's not ready to get back in the ring, he might pull him. Because we can't risk Dino D's safety. And I'm assuming Dino D's going to want to try and make it to Insomnia. So we can't afford to risk injury and risk not being there if he gets himself hurt tonight or in the Royal Rumble. But he's given him a fair opponent. He hasn't gone easy on him in Trevor Jackson, who has been a tough opponent as of late. He has been in phenomenal form, risen to the top really quickly. Almost came out WIW Heavyweight Championship. But Trevor Jackson, since coming back from injury himself, has been in phenomenal form. And returns from injuries, they tend to go one of two ways. You either come back in phenomenal form, or you come back and you just don't seem to have it right now. Trevor Jackson's a good example of the latter, of the prior, excuse me. And look at that Dino D straight out the gate. And Dino D, apparently. Dino D, very tough fighter, as we've seen. Since coming to Fight Night, he has been on the top of his game, and that's why I'm hoping that this injury hasn't affected his status and how well he's been performing, because since making the switch, he started off well on Mayhem. He got a couple of victories, but he wasn't really getting any momentum or consistent victories. But he's come to Fight Night, and he's really gone Cutter, and that's where things have started to bit of a downward spiral. I've been, since that loss to Bolton is what really set it off. But Dino D has really been in an uphill battle as of late, trying to deal with this monster John Cutter, who has just been let loose. He's been suspended recently by the GM, and it could get a lot worse for John Cutter, because he said that there may be further punishments to come. So John Cutter could be in serious jeopardy here. And the reason for it is just because it's not just Dino D who's been victim of these attacks. It's been multiple people over multiple months. Oh, and a beautiful slam there by Dino D. Doing very well here. He's looking quite impressive. Trevor Jackson's giving him a fight, though. Trevor Jackson, of course, also in the Royal Rumble match, I believe. So he's going to want to get the warm-up in as best as he possibly can. And now look at Dino D. What's he thinking? Oh, thought about maybe some aerial abilities. He doesn't want to get too crazy here, Dino D. He needs to remember he is only coming back from injury just now. This is his first fight back, and he can't afford to make mistakes, and that's exactly what he's just done there. A little bit out of reach there from the middle rope dive. But Dino D, we know, is a great fighter, very strong, very capable, and there's a good example of it. Package powerbomb. Very nicely done there by Dino D. And into the cover now, just to try and wrap this one up. Dino D is looking impressive so far, but that's not going to get it done. If Dino D can get the job done here tonight, there's going to be no question that he's ready for the Rumble. And Trevor Jackson, of course, trying to get himself some preparation as well. Oh, wait, no, I just realized, yeah, Trevor Jackson is not in the Rumble, is he? Because he was competing against, Regem at Danger Zone, and if he lost, he wouldn't get into the Rumble when he hasn't done. So Trevor Jackson, I guess this is more just a victory, just trying a victory that he needs to get some momentum back, because he had some great momentum going into the pay-per-view, and then, of course, unfortunately lost the match. Beautiful there. Inverted DDT by Dino D, who's in control right now, but can he get the job done? He's looking in great here tonight, though. He's looking in great physical condition. Not bandaged or anything. The doctors did give him the clear to go, although they said there will still be some lingering effects. 450 though! Hasn't stopped his athleticism at all. Dino D, beautiful 450. Can he follow through now? Looking for the Uranagi slam. Got him! Uranagi! Very nicely done by Dino D, but look at this. Trevor Jackson refusing to give in that easy. Not going to just lay down and die. He's going to keep fighting back here. Hooks the arms. Beautiful double on the hook suplex. And what an encounter this has been to start tonight's go-home show. These go-home shows never fail to entertain me, I tell you. Every time I think maybe they're not going to give it 100%, maybe they're not going to show what they can do, they come out and they put on an incredible performance for the crowd. Big counter again by Trevor Jackson. And Trevor Jackson, quite a decent striker, but he's shown a very good scrappling skill as well. Dino D sweeps the legs and he's just going to go straight into the cover. Again, not enough. But for Dino D, this is a huge matchup. He needs to show the general manager, even if he doesn't win, he needs to show that he's ready to compete. And that's exactly what he's doing right here. Looking for another charging full 50 right in the middle of the ring. Holding his chest a bit there. I do hope that's not still the lingering effects. What's he going for here? Look at this. Dino D being really ambitious. Oh, and a massive drop kick. Did you see the height he got on that one? Massive drop kick. And Dino D is in control. But Trevor Jackson now going to have to try and come up with something to prevent that from being the case. Big counter there by Dino D. And Dino D looking for another Uranagi right in the middle of the ring. Perfectly placed Uranagi slam. And now looking for the code breaker to wrap this one up. Good night, Trevor Jackson. Code breaker by Dino D. The crowd goes nuts as Dino D shows he's ready to compete at the Rumble. Huge win for Dino D. And in spectacular fashion as well. Trevor Jackson tried to put up a fight, but Dino D came back and he came to play tonight. He looked incredible. There was the first Uranagi slam, and Trevor Jackson tried to take some control. He had spells of getting there. And I think he was going for the knee strike at this point, and that's where it was countered by Dino D. That went straight into the Uranagi, and there was the code breaker that got the job done. Dino D is back, ladies and gentlemen, and he is ready to compete in the Royal Rumble. Oh no, wait, what? What's he doing here? What's he doing here? Now look at this. Dino D under attack by John Cole. What's he doing here? He's supposed to be suspended. Oh, and he's just taking out Dino D. The referee begging him to stop, but not brave enough to get in the ring. Dino D, not again. He's only just come back from healing from this. Oh, spine buster. Military press. No, John. This is not necessary. You don't need to do this. Military press. Power slam. And Dino D is laid out again. Well, John Carr is suspended. How the hell was he allowed in here? I have no idea. But he has just laid out Dino D. And right when we thought Dino D was going to the Rumble, maybe now he might not. Well, we'll have to check on his medical condition as time goes on. But John Cutter, what was he king coming out here? He might have just risked his career here in WIW by coming in through suspension. We'll have to wait and see how this progresses, but it's time to move on down the rest of the card. Next up tonight, we've got some women's Battle Royal places to fill, so we've got back-to-back women's action for you here tonight. Kicking things off with two women who haven't yet had an attempt at getting themselves in the Battle Royal. As we found out already, Elliot Rogers will not be competing from the Monday Night Mayhem brand, so she will not be in the match, and she'll be replaced by a celebrity guest, meaning all 4 spots for Mayhem have been filled, and so far, only 2 for Fight Night. And therefore, tonight we are going to fill those spots. Right now, and the first woman down to the ring is Violet. She'll be going one-on-one with Wildcat here tonight, and the winner will be going to the Battle Royal. Remember, the winner of this Women's Battle Royal will be booking their place for a Women's Championship match at the first ever Insomnia. It's going to be a huge, huge spectacle, and Violet makes her way down to the ring. It hasn't been a great start to her wrestling career, but she's looking to get things on track with a win here tonight, and it would be a terrible shame for her if she couldn't make the Battle Royal. But someone's got to sit back. And this woman coming down to the ring is hoping that she can finally break out and make her chance to shine finally occur. Here comes Wildcat. And Wildcat has looked impressive for in the past, but she just hasn't been able to get those wins. But to her credit, she's been in, you know, fatal four-ways and stuff. She hasn't been really the victim of the pins, but she hasn't been able to pick up the victories either, so and there's no excuse in that. And so tonight, Wildcat has to step up, has to show herself, show what she's capable of here tonight and book herself a spot in the Battle Royal. 2 spots open and the other one will be decided in a triple threat women's match after this. But the bell rings and away we go. And you know the women's champion Laura Stables is going to be keeping a close eye on proceedings here tonight. And of course it's sudden death because whether she decides, whoever wins of course will have the choice of which women's champion they go after. But you got to imagine that Laura Stables might be the better target because right now the champion is Hallie Bowen over on Monday Night Mayhem. And quite frankly, she's strong enough to take down Sandra Piper, and Sandra Piper literally squashed the Fight Night Women's Champion Laura Stables. So maybe right now she's looking like the better option. Maybe other people won't see it that way. I don't know. But what I do know is that Sandra Piper also has her rematch. So if she is to win at sudden death, and she captures the Women's Championship, would you realistically want to take her on? What a suplex there by Wildcat. Well caught there into a wheelbarrow. And Violet needs to start fighting back. She can't afford to lose the control early. That could be very problematic. And she's trying not to do that here, the young blood. But Wildcat has been very short on opportunities. Violet's had some opportunities. She just hasn't been able to get herself into the championship matches. And what a way to do that then. The first ever championship match at Insomnia for the women's title. And it'll be the same for Wildcat if she can get her opportunity. Beautiful lift up here. Look at this. Beautiful slam by Wildcat. Very impressive maneuver there. And now picking her up. Oh, no. Unable to do so. Very well done there by Violet. And Violet, of course, desperate need of this win as much as Wildcat. 2 women who are fighting hard for it. And remember, so far, Isabella Vega and Tashley have secured their places on the Fight Night brand. The triple threat match after will be Jade, Vikki, Valentine, and Shannon. 3 women who have had their opportunities. Or Shannon hasn't, but she's included in that match anyway. And look at the face, the screaming there from Violet, trying to hype herself up here, or hype up the crowd. At least try and get them on their side. Violet, a very strong competitor. Wildcat, though, showing her strength here tonight with a big variety of moves. And there's a snap suplex to prove my point. Not taking it easy here, or either of them. And, of course, we don't know who the women's mystery guest is going to be. Unfortunately, it is only going to be one because, you know, trying to keep the Mayhem entries and Fight Night entries just that. You know, Mayhem and Fight Night. This is a bit ambitious. No way. Oh, she made it. What a move. How did she do that? That was incredible from Wildcat. No wonder she goes straight into a pose. The crowd loved that. That was amazing. Well, Violet, she clearly is struggling here. And Wildcat is bringing the fight to her. Exploder suplex. Wildcat is desperate for an opportunity. She's desperate to get her hands on the Women's Championship and doing whatever it takes here to get it done. Look at this. Oh, what a move. Backbreaker straight jacket as well. What a move by Wildcat. Bringing out all of it tonight. And now look at this. Rolls through here, looking for an air raid siren neck breaker. Maybe it connects. Very nicely done. Violet is under heavy fire. But she's still fighting back, though. She's showing some fighting spirit. But Wildcat not going to let her lose control. And now look at this. What she got? Oh, look at this. Just the knees to the back here from Wildcat and an inverted DDT. Very impressive. And what a display from Wildcat. If only she'd have shown this just a little bit sooner. Oh, but now look at Violet. Violet ready to put this one away. What's she got in store for us? Oh, look at this. Look at this. Submission hold applied. Look at this. And now, Wildcat's in trouble. Her back's to the ropes. She has to get in. Violet escapes. How the hell did she manage that? Well, the submission proving to be nearly impossible for Wildcat to get out of that. But she was against the run-up play the whole time. What an impressive display from Wildcat. But she, again, this is what I was talking about. She just can't seem to keep him down to 3. And it was this beautiful submission hold from the young blood Violet that manages to get the job done. Her only real offense in this match, but Violet has survived. And she is going to the Women's Battle Royal to compete for a Women's Championship opportunity at Insomnia. Well, Sudden Death pay-per-view is almost filled up, and Violet is one of the few to secure her places now. A disappointing loss from Wildcat, that's going to prove to be. But for Violet, can she carry this momentum and book herself her spot at Insomnia? We'll have to find out. But it is time to move on down the rest of the card. And the women's action continues here on Friday Fight Night as we book the final place in the whole card for the pay-per-view. Of course, we already know all the championship matches that will be occurring in this pay-per-view. But the final spot to fill was the last woman into the 8-woman Battle Royal match for a shot at the Mayhem Women's Championship and here, Fight Night Women's Championship or Mayhem Women's Championship. And here's a woman who's already had a taste of the gold. It's Shannon Austin, who is competing for the first time here, but of course is not entitled to a rematch clause after losing Laura Stables' rematch clause at Danger Zone. And the former Fight Night Women's Champion and Trial Era Women's Champion, one of the most successful Women's Champions of all time in the Trial Era at the very least. But Shannon Austin, ready to make her comeback to the top. The title, the general manager made it clear, of course, that if she wanted another shot at the title, she'd have to earn it. And no better way to do that here than to get herself a spot in the Women's Battle Royal and compete at Insomnia for it. She could get a rematch. Can't imagine that she wouldn't go for another round at Laura Stables. I mean, it's completely up to her, but I couldn't imagine that she doesn't decide or opt to do that. Another woman in desperate need of a rise to the top here is Vikki Valentine, who's having a second attempt after losing to Isabella Vega. Isabella Vega, I don't know why I said it like that. Isabella Vega for a spot in this Battle Royal, but now she gets one last opportunity. Vikki Valentine has probably had more in-ring time than any other woman, but yet has yet to burst out, yet to reach her full potential. She's been very similar to Wildcat in regards. She's been able to fight, and she's proven that she's a top-tier talent, but she just hasn't been able to get the results to prove that. She just hasn't been able to finish the matches off, get the 3 count, and that's just what she's been lacking. And now the final woman down to the ring, who also had a shot last week. I believe it was last week, or it might have been the week after. Week before, in the as she lost in her return match to the ring as well, but clearly the ring rust applied there. But this new-faced Jade Cotterrell making her way down to the ring. I remember her and Shannon are actually were quite good friends. They're definitely allies to say the least. So they collide in this matchup tonight, and Jade Cotterrell making her way to the ring, and she looks absolutely terrifying. But she couldn't prove the week before that this costume change has done anything. So tonight, she has a chance to redeem herself and prove what she can do in this ring and get herself a spot in the Battle Royal. 3 women, all with different reasons to win this matchup. But who can get this one done? Let's get this one underway. Let's see who can get that final women's spot. And straight away targeting the arm there. Very nicely done by Vikki. And Vicky's not wasting any time. Going to take them both out here. And Vicky's very smart here because she knows that Shannon and Jade were allies and were for quite some time. And I'm assuming they still will be. But, oh, look at this. Not going to waste any time here to try and steal the cover here. And Jade turned on her way too quickly there. I thought maybe they were going to work together. And I think that's what Vikki was thinking. But Jade making it clear she doesn't care if we're friends or not. She's going to do whatever it takes to get to the Battle Royal, and now she's exposed the turnbuckle. She truly is a Cotterrell, isn't she? Oh, and a beautiful exploder suplex there by Vikki Valentine. And now, with the women's division heating up, we can't afford to get lost in the depths. And of course, with the Road to Glory tournament season 2, including women, we've got some great women's competitors lined up to join the roster. and it's just a matter now of whether or not they can, who it will be. Of course, 2 women will be joining into the WIW. Look at this. Jade, what is she doing? Alright, enough, Jade. Jesus Christ. Jade with a relentless beat down there on Vikki Valentine, and now left alone in the ring with Shannon. Oh no, Vikki doesn't roll. She just moves away wisely. And now look at that big suplex there by Shannon. And Jade's going to roll out of harm's way. And now Shannon going to exert her strength. Oh, well countered there by Vikki Valentine. Hooks the leg for another suplex. And now mocking her here. She senses she's in control. This is great stuff from Vikki Valentine. Looking very impressive at the start of this one. And now hooks the arm. Gets behind. Oh, and a beautiful inverted DDT. And now Jade back in the ring, and Vikki Valentine not going to let her get any moves in before attacking her. But now Jade going to start mounting some offense forward. She has come out with some crazy offense here, Jade, already exposed to turnbuckle. Oh, and look at that. And with those claws as well, as blunt as they may be, still going to do the damage. And Jade tried to keep in control there, but Vikki Valentine still in complete control. This has been impressive. Oh no, not to the other corner. Oh, exposed turnbuckle crashing into Shannon's back. And look at Vikki, she is just destroying it. What a display from Vikki Valentine. It's basically been a 2-on-1 match right now, and Vikki is handling both. Triangle hold applied now. Jade in a bad position. She tapped out to Isabella Vega just 2 weeks ago, which cost her a spot in the first place. She can't afford to blow her second chance. But right now, Vikki is in domination mode. She is in complete control, and she isn't slowing down. And now Shannon and Jade both going for her, and that's going to stop her for the moment. And Vikki wisely rolls out before she becomes the victim of double team. And now Jade and Shannon, 2 friends, going to collide. But remember, there's only one spot up for grabs. Only one of them can take the opportunity. Oh no, look at this exposed turnbuckle again. Jade was the one who exposed it. She pays the price for it. Well, Shannon's had it as well, but that's going to lead to damage. Shannon, the former Mayhem Women's Champion, is going to do whatever it takes. She's making that clear. Going to do whatever it takes to get back to the top of the women's division. Vikki Valentine breaks up the cover. And now Vikki Valentine has Shannon by the neck. What can she do from here? Snap suplex by Vikki Valentine. And Vikki in complete control here. And now Vikki lining up for the knee. Can she connect with the knee strike? This could be the end right here. Jade's down. Oh, she missed. Did you see Jade? Jade tripped her. Jade tripped her with the leg. I just see it on the replay. Jade tripped her with the leg. And that stopped Vikki Valentine from connecting with the knee. Tried to score the cover there on Jade and couldn't do it. And Vikki Valentine now, with Shannon out of the ring, might have the opportunity to wrap up Jade here. She's going to the middle rope. What's she thinking? What can she produce from here? From the middle rope. Oh, and a massive drop kick by Vikki Valentine. And straight into the cover. She's already had a 2. Bit more offense. Is that going to be enough to get it done? Another 2 count. And Shannon back in the ring now. Oh, but look at Shannon from behind. Vikki didn't see her. Crucifix. Just trying to wrap it up. Couldn't do it. Crucifix didn't prove to be effective there. You know Laura Stables is going to be keeping an eye on Shannon in particular, because she knows that she could take the title from her. She's done it in the past. Oh, look at Shannon now, showing off the strength here with a stalling suplex. Vikki hanging in above the air. There's nothing she can do from that position. And now drags her to the middle of the ring and into the cover. Jade isn't facing the right way. She isn't going to be able to break it up, but Vikki kicks out on her own accord. She hasn't been taking much offense in this matchup. Big drop kick to the back, though. Oh, and look at this. Jade gets caught torn in, and she might pay the price. Jade lifted up. Shannon drills her into the head, into the apron with the spine, with the power slam or pile driver. I couldn't get my words out. Didn't matter because Jade kicks out. Somehow Jade survives. But now Shannon begging them both back to her feet here. Jade gets up first, but Shannon couldn't connect with the blockbuster, and now Jade says enough. And now she's hitting the ropes. She's yelling at the crowd. She's losing her bloody mind. This is one crazy woman. And now what's Jade thinking here? Just snap over the shoulders. And Jade, we always knew, had a wild side to her. But at the beginning of the year, she tried not to embrace it. Tried to just try and keep composed and act normal. But she decided that, in typical Cotterrell fashion, this is the norm. And I guess the only brother who hasn't really succumbed to that is Travis Cotterrell. But then Travis, of course, is a former world champion. Oh my god, look at this! Look at this! Jade trying to put Vikki Valentine on the shelf. Superplex to the outside. And did you see Vikki Valentine's body just flop down? Jade able to counter there on Shannon. Oh my god, look at this. Oh! Suplex! And the feet of Shannon kick Vikki in the face. And Vikki Valentine is out for the moment. She isn't going to do anything. Jade and Shannon have a prime opportunity here for one of them to wrap this up for good. Jade is tired. She's feeling the effects of the pile driver that Shannon delivered. But now into the cover. Is that going to be enough? No, it's not. Shannon was ready for it. They both need to be careful. They have the opportunity to wrap this one up, to book their spots in the Women's Battle Royal. Oh, wait a minute. Vikki's up. Vikki's up. Well, I didn't think Vikki would get up that quickly, but look at this now, Vikki trying to catch. Oh, look. Oh, she gets caught going for the exploder. Hook of the legs. This could be enough to get her. 2 count. And Shannon nearly steals it on the roll-up. That was close. And now has her in the corner. Not a good place to be. Big slap across the face. And now what's she thinking? Jade taunting in one corner. Oh, Shannon, look at this. Vikki in serious jeopardy. Oh, massive double knees. And Shannon gets rid of Jade. Oh, tried to get rid of Jade to make the cover, but Jade wouldn't go down that easy. Sidewalk slam now. Oh, into a backbreaker instead. And now Jade just wrenching away, keeping her down, and now might be able to score the cover on a downed Vikki Valentine. Drags her away from the ropes. Goes for the cover. Is that going to be enough for Jade to get herself a spot in the Battle Royal? 2 count. Vikki is somehow still going. Well, Vikki, she may not have taken much offense to start this match, but now she's taking the biggest shots. And now Jade fighting back. And now these two in a reversal exchange. Who's going to come out on top? It looks like Vikki will. Hooks her around the back. And just slams it down face first onto the apron. Very nice stuff from Vikki Valentine. Who's going for a submission now. Just trying to choke her out middle of the ring. Pressing it down on the back and chest area. And she has to force the break as Shannon comes in. And now Shannon takes out Vikki. And now trying to mount some further offense forward. Big counter there by Vikki Valentine. Shannon with the counter of her own. Big elbow to the face. That stunned her a bit. And that might have set her up here. Soaring suplex. Shannon for a second one on Vikki Valentine, I believe. Valentine hit with the stalling suplex. Oh, look at this, Jade trying to steal the cover, but the rope break, and Shannon was like, what were you doing? Shannon's going to try it herself now, but Jade was back to her feet. Jade was trying to be sneaky there, trying to steal the cover. Oh, and look at this. Oh! Whoa! Where did that come from Shannon? Shannon with an incredible DDT! And surely that's it for Jade Cotterrell. Count to 100! Where did that come from? The former Fight Night Women's Champion with an incredible move to put away her best friend. And she is going to the Battle Royal. Look at this. There was the pile driver to her earlier. And right when you thought that didn't give her a concussion, this move at the end, there's the superplex to the outside. Oh, we didn't get to see that again, but what a beautiful move there. A spiking sunset flip almost. And Shannon books her place in the final spot of the Women's Battle Royal. Well, she said that she's hungry and ready to go for another shot at the Women's Championship. And this is a proof. She did what it was necessary here tonight, despite the fact it was against her friend. She did what she had to do to get the job done. A huge, huge victory here tonight for Shannon Austin. She is the last woman into the Women's Battle Royal. But who will walk out the winner of the Women's Battle Royal, and who will be getting their ticket to Insomnia for a shot at the Women's Championship? We'll have to find out, but it is time to move on down the rest of the card. Next up tonight, Bruiser Brad coming out here with his tag team partner Big Boss, of course otherwise known as the Blood Brothers. And it's not tag team action, it's just Bruiser Brad here tonight. And he wants a warm-up for the Royal Rumble matchup. Of course, last week he was in part of an 8-man Battle Royal to get himself a Royal Rumble's opportunity. He ended up winning that match, which means he gets a higher number as well, which is good news for Bruiser Brad. And I'm sure that's great news for Blake Austin as well. He'd love to see one of the Blood Brothers come out the winner. Of course, Big Boss won't be in the Rumble. For Bruiser Brad to walk out the winner, though, imagine what that would do for this team and what it would do for Bruiser Brad's career. But Big Boss and Bruiser Brad, they're here tonight, and they're not messing around. It's Bruiser Brad in action, and the general manager decided on their opponent for them. Of course, he wasn't here today to open the show, so he had to announce it prior to this. But Bruiser Brad tonight has requested a warm-up match, and so the general manager has decided to give them a half-beaten down, a half-worn-out tag team champions, the Wolfpack. It's not a 2-on-1, it's Steve in action tonight, hence why he's not wearing the title. David just carrying it for the pair of them at the moment. But last week, David and Steve defended the tag team championships against the Death Ninjas. And of course, Blood Brothers very familiar with the Death Ninjas. They faced them on multiple occasions, one of their biggest tag team rivals, bar the Wolfpack. And the Wolfpack have managed to continue their tag team superiority, have been tag team champions for pretty much every single week of the year except one so far. And it's hard to imagine that they won't make it to Insomnia. Of course, not defending the Fight Night tag team titles at Insomnia, at Sudden Death. David will be in the Royal Rumble, hence why I'm assuming he's decided that Steve's decided to take the hit tonight. Remember, these two still not in the best of condition. Neither of them are 100% cleared, and the doctors said they shouldn't be competing, but the general manager has made it clear he doesn't seem to care what the doctors think. It's up to him whether or not his fighters are going for it. And look at this, straight out of the gate, Steve just trying to strike with the big man, but he's going to regret that because he can't stand and trade with a former boxer like Bruiser Brad. And look at that, he's using his strength there to land a massive shoulder tackle. And wisely just going to straight away target the back area of Stephen Thomas. Remember, Stephen Thomas is not going to be in the Sudden Death pay-per-view. And the general manager, I don't know, he might be kind enough to let him face off in a match in the pre-show. Who knows? Well, maybe he'll do it anyway just to wear him down. But Bruiser Brad is being very smart here. Did you see that? Hasn't mounted much offense to start, but he's targeting that weakened torso of Stephen Thomas, which is taped up. And look at Big Boss, not wasting any time to confront Steve here. Two teams with a clear hatred for one another. They faced off at Danger Zone in a 6-man tag team match, which of course went the Wolfpack's way, as you will remember. And of course they also faced off prior to that for the tag team titles, which on that occasion also went to the Wolfpack. That was at Lockdown. But the Blood Brothers have made it clear that they are loyal to the general manager, Blake Austin, and Blake Austin in return has given them multiple opportunities, such as these tag team championship matches, such as this Royal Rumble spot that Bruiser Brad has managed to earn. And despite their ruthless aggression and terrible tactics, Big Boss and Bruiser Brad have been doing the general manager's dirty work, and that is, of course, taking out the Wolfpack and protecting Max Danger. Not that they can offer him protection tonight, as he's in the main event in a tag team matchup. Into the cover there, off the dice bread. Couldn't do it. And look at this, Big Boss saying he's had enough already. Just end him, put him out of his misery. Sidewalk slam. But this is what I'm saying. Bruiser Brad's being smart here. He's targeting that chest area. And I just realised what happens when he hits the bonsai drop. Oh, God. Oh, went for the chair to the back, but well countered by Steve. And now Steve rolls through. This hasn't gone according to plan. Super kick to the face. Steve rolled through on the super kick. Oh, and big clothesline. And Big Boss tried to distract the referee there so that Brad could use the chair onto the back of Steve. Oh, look at this. This is what I'm talking about. Bruiser Brad, clearly the brains of the operation. Look at that. Beautiful work from Bruiser Brad to just target the chest and back area of the injured Stephen Thomas. And of course, he has the bonsai drop as well. I just realized the bonsai drop as his finisher is going to be so dangerous, so lethal. But look at Steve playing to the crowd. He senses he's in control early on here to the point where they nearly risked disqualification just to try and keep him down. But of course, in the past, Bruiser Brad has shown to be a strong singles competitor, as has Big Boss. But they have worked very, very well together. They just haven't been able to find the momentum to keep the Wolfpack down and take the tag titles from them. But now look at Steve. He's slowing down here, but still not giving up. Big knee across the jaw. And now Steve, with all the momentum in the world right now, going to wear down Bruiser Brad on the floor, targeting the limbs. That could be the smart thing to do. If he can stop him from striking, yeah, that could be the key. And now Steve going for a pedigree, ready to wrap this one up. He's got him. Pedigree. Pedigree. And into the cover straight away. But look at this. Big Boss. Big Boss with the distraction. And Steve's not going to waste any time to mope about that. He's just going to continue to rain the pain down on Bruiser Brad. And Big Boss is saving his partner here, but at what cost? Remember, if Bruiser Brad is injured, he won't be able to compete in the Rumble, so he needs to be careful with how much damage he's taking here. If he's going to keep fighting on in this match, he actually needs to start fighting and start mounting some offense. And Steve looking very impressive, despite, of course, with that injured torso. He's still looking very, very agile, very capable. Oh, look at this. Well caught there with a choke slam to avoid the kick. Oh, no, he couldn't connect with the choke slam. Well sidestepped by Steve. Now Bruiser Brad brought back to his feet. And clearly the Wolfpack just proving to be too much for the Blood Brothers. Super kick by Steve. And now look at this, looking for Dice Bread again. Dice Bread and straight into the cover. Is that going to be enough to get the job done? 2 count. And now Steve has him down on the apron. And a big knee to the jaw. And Bruiser Brad needs to mount the offense. There we go. Right to the chest again. He's being smart with his targeting, but he hasn't got enough offense in to slow Steve down. Kick to the jaw with the counter. Oh, and on backbreaker. Oh, there it is. Bonsai drop. Bonsai drop. And that is going to hurt Steve more than anything that he's felt before. Into the cover. It's not got the job done, though. Not enough offense mounted on him to keep him down for the count. But that Bonsai drop was a step in the right direction. And I reckon that's going to slow Steve down now. It's not going to be as easy for Steve to just be running around when he's taking these shots to the back and ribs. Bruiser Brad being so smart with his targeting here. Steven is forced to roll. He's feeling the effects now. That Bonsai drop, as I said it would do some serious damage, and that's exactly what it's done here. And Steve feeling the effects. And now look at this. Oh, they both missed the shot. They're going for separate ones, and a massive headbutt to the back of the head there by Bruiser Brad. Doing whatever it takes here to get the job done. Bruiser Brad, it started off as him trying to get a warm-up, trying to get a beat down on somebody. Of course, it ended up being against his former rival, and now gets the chance to just take him out of commission by targeting the back of Stephen Thomas. And now picking him back up to his feet. Or not sure what it was going for there, but Steve had a counter for it. And there's a miniature DDT by Stephen. And he may be injured, but he never goes down without a fight. Looking for another super kick. Connects perfectly. And drags him to the middle of the ring where I think he's going for a cover. But once again, Big Boss is back up on the apron. And he's distracted the referee for the moment. He's keeping Bruiser Brad in this slightly, but he's mounting offense. Oh, they both went for the kick, but Steve got it first. This is going to end it. Pedigree. Pedigree. Bruiser Brad knows it's over on the outside. Big Boss knows it's over. Oh, wait, no. Big Boss again. Big Boss not letting his partner go down. And I thought this time he had accepted that it was over, but I guess not. And Bruiser Brad is still going. And the referee, for some odd reason, is not ejecting him from the outside. But Big Boss doing a great job here on these distractions. But now Steve doing whatever it takes. To the top rope he goes. Looking for a Phoenix Splash. Connects with the Phoenix Splash. And that's going to hurt his chest, surely, Steve. But I don't think he cares at this point. He doesn't have a match at sudden death. He can rest for the weekend once this match is over. And now Bruiser Brad. Oh, and more targeting of the chest. And now he's down. It turns him over. What's he thinking? Oh, he's looking for a big knee across the jaw. But well countered by Steve. And now he's just going to sweep the leg into the cover. Is that going to be enough to get the job done? Oh, and it nearly was. Bruiser Brad clearly feeling the effects of what's been a tough contest here. Bit more of a warm-up than I think he was anticipating. Oh, but now look at him. Yeah, this has got to be it. The bear hug. Squeezing away on the chest. Steve taps out in a matter of seconds. And Bruiser Brad was the perfect choice to face Steve in this encounter. Bruiser Brad just bear hugs him to sleep. Nothing that Steve could do. Several pedigrees. But Big Boss kept them in the match. But there was the bonsai drop that slowed Steve down. Even though he managed to get one more pedigree in, he just couldn't do it thanks to the interruptions from Big Boss. And Bruiser Brad taps him out with the bear hug. And the Blood Brothers get one over on the tag team champions once again. And now look at this, mocking David right in front of his face. And David can't even look. The disappointment there. The Blood Brothers get the better of the Wolfpack on this occasion. But can Bruiser Brad carry that momentum into the Royal Rumble match at Sudden Death and make the general manager proud by walking out the winner of the Royal Rumble? We'll have to wait and see. We're getting closer and closer. And it's finally time for tonight's main event of the Go Home Show. Main event of the evening, and it's a continuation from an event that occurred a week or two ago. If you may remember, JW Cashman squared off with Max Danger, the World Heavyweight Champion, and then following the match, they were both, or during the match actually, they were both ambushed by Alex and, Big Willie. And so tonight, the final match before the Sudden Death pay-per-view, these two teams, Big Willie and Alex Wilson will team together to take on the two champions in JW Cashman and Max Danger. Of course, remembering Alex Wilson will be giving away that title to Stephen Thomas as he's competing for the singles gold now, and Steve, of course, defending the title last week in his place so that he could concentrate on the task at hand tonight and on Sunday. For Alex Wilson, he's got a huge matchup, probably the biggest match of his life, as he faces Max Danger for the World Heavyweight Championship at Sudden Death. And he's doing it for the Wolfpack. He said everything he's doing for the Wolfpack is Wolfpack for life. And what he wants to do is to get himself the gold that would win back the Wolfpack, would keep the Wolfpack era going. Because right now, they've been surviving on the tag titles, which, to be fair to them, they've held for a long time. But they just haven't been able to stay on top. And the horns of war sound for the former television champion, which still looks incredibly weird without seeing him without the TV title. It's Big Willie making his way down to the ring. He's got a rematch clause at the pay-per-view against JW Cashman for the television championship. And Big Willie has come out and answered Cashman previously because we got a chance to speak to him. And we spoke to Cashman. Of course, Cashman said in the comments that Big Willie didn't need this. He didn't need to cash in his rematch. He could go for the world title. He could be a world champion, and that he didn't have to worry about it. And Big Willie came out and said that the television championship is his child. He has held it for 198 days. And of course, if he's to capture it at Sudden Death, he'll be able to continue it all the way to Fight Night and finally break the 200 combined day championship record. Of course, he already sets the record as the longest champion. Of course, also the record as the most successful title defenses. So can these two work together tonight in what is an Extreme Rules Tornado Tag Team match, may I add? Not an ordinary tag match to close us off. Can these two work together as they did a couple of weeks ago to take out their competitors before the Sudden Death pay-per-view, which is going to be so huge? Not only do we have the amazing first ever Royal Rumble match, but we also have these two incredible championship matches and two incredible rivalries, which will come to the close, or maybe not even to a close. But here comes a man on a mission, Blake Austin's personal prodigy. It is Max Danger, the Money in the Bank winner. Cashed in his briefcase on King Sam at Hellfire to become the World Heavyweight Champion. Went on to defend the title at Lockdown. A Danger Zone, though. He looked incredibly weak and was pinned by Alex Wilson, who, of course, as a result of winning the match, won the opportunity to face for the World Heavyweight Championship. But Max, I'm sure, will not ever want to look that weak again if he can avoid it. And so Max Danger tonight competes in this tag team matchup. He'll be teaming with Cashman, who we worked against a few weeks ago, but the World Heavyweight Champion, I'm sure, is not going to be ready to back down from the challenge here tonight, continuing his own legacy, and of course his family's legacy as well. And the general manager and the Blood Brothers have his full support in his endeavours in keeping the world title in his hands. And his tag team partner, the man who, in my eyes, was just trying to cower away from Big Willie by saying you could go for any other title, you didn't need to go for this one. It is the new television champion, JW Cashman, who makes his first television championship title defense at sudden death against Big Willie. And you know what? It was an impressive win, I'll give him that. But the one thing he didn't do was pin Big Willie. And so, do you know what? If I were him, I'd be absolutely terrified. Because if Big Willie comes in and it's a one-on-one for the TV title, no less, you can't imagine he's going to lose it. In one-on-one contest, Big Willie has never lost the TV title, has never lost a title match. He only has lost one title match in his entire history, and that was the Triple Threat. And of course, he wasn't even involved in the decision. JW Cashman wisely took advantage of a downed William Hale and captured the TV championship. But here we go. Extreme Rules. Tag team contest, one fall to the finish. Let's get this one underway. And look at this, a big strike straight away by Big Willie and JW Cashman. And surprisingly, no one's gone for their opponent. But clearly, Max Danger, Alex Wilson's wise to let Max Danger take the brunt from Big Willie. But Max Danger's not going to go down easy here. Hasn't encountered Big Willie as of yet, I believe, Max Danger. But he did take some hits from him a couple of weeks ago, and that's what's caused this match to main event the go-home show. But these two both going to desperately want their titles back. All four of these men are going to want to walk out champions, but only one of them can do it. And oh, look at that! Full away moonsault slam. Didn't quite grab him the whole way around, but he manages to do it in a frog splash as well from the World Heavyweight Champion. Meanwhile, on the opposite side, the television champions keeping in control of Alex Wilson. Submission hold applied here, and Alex Wilson is able to slide out. And Wilson, of course, used to tag team action, was one half of the tag team champion, still is technically, but he will be handing over the title to Steven before the pay-per-view, even though technically he's not the champion right now. I guess he's just wearing it as an intimidation tactic, I guess, as he goes to take on Max Danger. And the biggest match of his life. Oh, the strength of Big Willie just tosses him in the air. And now Cashman left alone in the ring with Alex Wilson and Big Willie, but Alex Wilson being the kind guy here and just letting Big Willie deal with Cashman himself. Oh, wait a minute, look at this. Cashman's not backing down. He's not going to steer away. Oh, but look at this, then gets caught by Wilson. Big Willie and Alex Wilson working fantastically together. Oh, look at this. Oh, and Big Willie wasn't paying attention to Danger coming into the ring. And Big Willie now having to fight him off. And now look at this. Alex Wilson from the top rope. Wilson and Cashman, two men who constantly keep running into each other's paths. No surprise to see these two competing against each other here tonight. Alex Wilson and JW Cashman, if you haven't been following their history, boy, where have you been? The first ever Road to Glory tournament, we had, of course, the runner-up match between the two tied most popular voted superstars, which was Alex Wilson and JW Cashman. And in the end, JW Cashman won the match, but Alex Wilson, a few weeks later, came into WIW and won the tag team titles after filling in for Stephen Thomas, who was injured and has once again re-injured himself, but was clear to compete tonight by the general manager. Oh, look at that! Max Danger was thinking Max lock there. I saw the super kick on the outside, and now look at this, going to grab the leg again. Just going to wear away on the limbs, make the Max lock a little easier. So yeah, Cashman, and then Cashman was furious when Alex Wilson won the tag team titles, and so he formed a team with William Hale to try and take the title away from him and get him fired and get him out of the company. Unfortunately, at Final Conflict, he was unable to do that. And now look at this. Cashman set up perfectly for Big Willie here, who pounds him away in the corner and just tosses him across the ring. And Wilson and Cashman, Wilson and Big Willie just cleaning house right now. Oh, and did well there, Cashman, to avoid both of them there. And he's doing very well here. Northern Lights, can he bridge through? Oh, and Big Willie's trying to stop him, but he bridged through at the perfect time. Brainbuster! And now Cashman turns his attention to Big Willie, but Big Willie grabs him. But now Max sees the opportunity to finish off Alex Wilson here, and he could do. Cashman not backing down from the big man. And there's a cutter to Big Willie. A Big Willie rolls. Max now left alone with his opponent and wearing down in legs now. Trying to make it easier for him if he can lock in the Max lock to wrap this one up. But now Wilson left alone with his opponent at the pay-per-view, but also one of the man who hates him more than anything. And now look at this, ready to wrap him up, going for the 630 senton. He's ready to fly here. Oh wait, Max Danger, he saw that Big Willie was coming in and prevented it, but a super kick. Big Willie ready to finish it. Oh! And I think that Big Willie was the target there, but Cashman gets caught by Max Danger. Oh, and now might pay the price for it. Uranagi slam. I think Cashman got up a little bit quicker than Max Danger anticipating it and caught him instead. But Cashman is still fighting back, refusing. Oh, he's got him! $1 million shot! And now dealing with Alex Wilson into the cover. This is Extreme Rules, so no rope breaks. I think Cashman's got this one. They've done it! The $1 million shot! And Big Willie is knocked out cold! And if he can do that again at the pay-per-view this weekend, then we might be looking at the end of Big Willie's reign for good. Look at that. That was an incredible counter. A double-footed takedown to keep them both. There was the brainbuster earlier on. There was the super kick. And from there, it was near the end. And the $1 million shot, still the most powerful finisher in all of WIW. Gets the job done. Max Danger came in and swept up the pin, of course. But they did well, and they shake hands. Both men know what they've got to do. They need to repeat what they just did tonight. And they will walk out the champion still when sudden death is done. Well, Max Danger, of course, will have to worry about more than Alex Wilson. He'll have to worry about the Royal Rumble as well. But for Cashman, he's got one eye on his prize, and that prize is the television championship. But how will these guys do when the lights come down at sudden death? We'll have to wait and see. But that is going to wrap up tonight's Go Home show. I hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Comment your thoughts and feelings and your excitement for the Sudden Death pay-per-view, because I know I'm excited. And I will see you guys at Sudden Death. Peace!